Welcome to an insightful presentation on India-Canada relations, a topic of great significance in today's global landscape. India and Canada have enjoyed long-standing bilateral relations, rooted in shared democratic values and mutual interests. However, recent allegations by the Canadian Prime Minister have strained this relationship, highlighting the complexities of international diplomacy. The historical ties between India and Canada are deep, marked by early migration and cultural exchanges that have shaped the relationship over centuries. India and Canada share a robust bilateral relationship, characterized by democratic values, multicultural societies, and strong people-to-people connections. This foundation has enabled cooperation in various beneficial areas. During India's freedom struggle, many Indians migrated to Canada, contributing to the fight against British rule. Post-independence, both nations established diplomatic relations, drawing inspiration from each other's federal structures. In the early years, India and Canada focused on development assistance and education. However, relations faced challenges during India's nuclear tests and the Air India Flight 182 tragedy, but economic liberalization in the 1990s opened new avenues for cooperation. A significant milestone in India-Canada relations was the 2015 visit by the Indian Prime Minister, which elevated bilateral ties to a strategic partnership. Recent years have seen increased cooperation in various dimensions. The pillars of India-Canada relations are built on mutual respect and shared interests, with both nations working together to strengthen their partnership across multiple sectors. India and Canada have developed a comprehensive strategic partnership that spans political, economic, and cultural dimensions, reflecting the depth of their bilateral ties. At the ministerial level, India and Canada engage in strategic dialogues on foreign policy, trade, and energy. Several key agreements, including the Air Services Agreement and Extradition Treaty, underscore their political cooperation. India is a significant trading partner for Canada, with bilateral trade reaching approximately $12 billion in 2023. Despite this, there is potential for growth, as India's share in Canada's global trade remains modest. India exports a variety of goods to Canada, while Canada supplies pulses, timber, and mining products to India. Canada is also a notable foreign investor in India, with ongoing negotiations for a comprehensive economic partnership agreement. Cultural relations between India and Canada are enriched by a significant Indian diaspora, which plays a crucial role in soft power diplomacy. Educational and cultural exchange programs further strengthen these ties. The number of Indians gaining permanent residency in Canada has increased significantly, reflecting strong bilateral ties. Indian immigrants contribute to various sectors, enhancing the multicultural fabric of Canadian society. India is a top source country for international students in Canada, fostering academic exchanges. Additionally, Canada is a popular destination for Indian tourists, highlighting the cultural and economic connections between the two nations. India and Canada collaborate extensively in research and development, focusing on new intellectual property, processes, and products. Space exploration and nuclear energy are key areas of technological cooperation. India and Canada have signed agreements for cooperation in space exploration and nuclear energy, including the launch of nanosatellites and the exchange of expertise in nuclear safety and regulatory issues. Despite strong ties, India and Canada face challenges, including trade barriers and restrictions. These issues have hindered the growth of bilateral trade, necessitating ongoing negotiations and dialogue. Trade has been a contentious issue, with both countries facing barriers that impact bilateral growth. Recent pauses in free trade agreement negotiations and concerns over agricultural imports highlight these challenges. Human rights concerns and visa issues have also strained relations. Canada's vocal stance on human rights in India and India's concerns over attacks on religious places have led to diplomatic tensions, further complicated by recent visa suspensions. Geopolitical issues between India and Canada have been influenced by differing viewpoints on Afghanistan, Iran, China, Pakistan, and terrorism. Disagreements over political situations in Kashmir and the Khalistan movement have strained diplomatic relations. During the G20 meeting in New Delhi, India and Canada did not engage in bilateral discussions. The perceived lack of focus on India by the Canadian government, which prioritizes other regions, has been a concern for India, especially considering the emerging geopolitical importance of the Indo-Pacific region. The Khalistan separatist movement has been a source of tension between India and Canada for many years. The movement advocates for the creation of an independent Sikh state, known as Khalistan, separate from India. The growing influence of Khalistani advocacy in Canada has become more prominent due to the presence of a vocal Sikh diaspora advocating for the Khalistani cause. India has expressed concerns about the influence of Canada-based Khalistan sympathizers and has criticized Canada for not taking stronger action against them. The Khalistan movement has been a contentious issue, with maps and protests symbolizing the demand for an independent Sikh state. This visual representation highlights the geographical and political aspects of the Khalistan issue. In September 2023, tensions between India and Canada escalated over the Khalistan issue. The Canadian Prime Minister accused India of being involved in a Sikh separatist assassination, a claim India vehemently denied. During the G20 summit, India and Canada met only on the sidelines, and trade negotiations have been postponed due to concerns over pro-Khalistan activities. Both India and Canada expelled senior diplomats, and India ordered Canada to reduce its diplomats in the country. India has suspended visa processing for Canadians due to ongoing diplomatic tensions. The Five Eyes intelligence sharing network, including the US, has been involved in the situation, with the US ambassador to Canada stating that shared intelligence among Five Eyes partners helped lead to the Canadian Prime Minister's assertions. The ongoing issue has further deteriorated diplomatic relations between India and Canada. India has stated that such unsubstantiated allegations seek to divert attention away from Khalistani terrorists and extremists who have sought refuge in Canada and continue to pose a threat to India's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Measures are needed to address the strained relations between India and Canada. Diplomatic engagement, addressing the Khalistan issue, and enhancing cooperation in various sectors are essential steps to improve bilateral ties. Both India and Canada need to build trust and confidence at the political level through regular high-level dialogue and engagement. Addressing the Khalistan issue requires an open and inclusive dialogue to effectively manage the situation. India and Canada should work to reduce trade barriers and negotiate a comprehensive economic partnership agreement, CEPA, to increase trade and investment flows. Infrastructure and transport are potential areas for collaboration, with opportunities for Canadian businesses in India's Smart Cities initiative. strengthening cooperation in key strategic areas, such as countering terrorism, addressing China's influence in the Indo-Pacific region, and emphasizing freedom of navigation and rule-based order, is crucial. Environmental collaboration on renewable energy projects and technology transfer can also enhance bilateral relations. Promoting people-to-people ties through cultural exchanges, educational programs, and other initiatives can strengthen mutual understanding and respect between India and Canada. Analyze the causes of the current India-Canada diplomatic row and discuss its potential implications on economic, geopolitical, and diaspora relations. Thank you for your attention.